The U.S. Air Force wants to arm its cargo and tanker aircraft with new weapons that can bring down inbound missiles and drones, and they just put up $500 million to bring this concept to fruition. Now, this new program, dubbed the Large Aircraft Survivability Systems, or LASS effort, aims to equip America's currently unarmed tankers, the KC-135 and KC-46, as well as vital logistics platforms like the C-17 and C-5, with a variety of external sensors that are integrated via onboard processors with both kinetic and non-kinetic effectors, which is contracting language for a sensor suite that can identify inbound threats and then relay their target tracks to either onboard electronic warfare systems or to actual interceptors of some sort that can be launched to bring those threats down. And the budgeting document does not mince words about the capabilities the Air Force is looking for, saying, and I quote, "Large aircraft must have the ability to detect, decide, and defeat the enemy threats organically from onboard the aircraft." Now, to get things started, the Air Force is looking to invest about $50 million into developing that onboard sensor suite in 2027 alone, with another $18 million allocated to design potential effectors, with funding continuing to ramp up through 2031 for a total program cost of about $508 million over the span of 5 years. And while that might seem like a lot, that total is actually less than the cost of just one E-7 Wedgetail airborne early warning and control aircraft. So the potential return on investment here is pretty big. Now, this program appears to be in addition to the Northrop Grumman-led Large Aircraft Infrared Countermeasure system that's already making its way into the field and is oriented specifically at mitigating threats posed by the kinds of infrared-guided missiles that we saw employed by Iran throughout Operation Epic Fury. Now, that system includes a high-powered directed energy turret that dazzles or obstructs the infrared sensor on inbound heat-seeking weapons, causing them to lose their target track. LASS, on the other hand, seems aimed more toward higher-end threats like long-range radar-guided surface-to-air missiles, air-to-air missiles, and various kinds of drones. Now, there are no details available as to what kinds of effectors LASS might employ to protect these aircraft, but there are a few known programs that might fit the bill. Non-kinetic effectors usually fall within the scope of electronic warfare capabilities and could include systems like the ALE-55 fiber optic tow decoy, which trails behind the aircraft to suppress, deflect, and seduce inbound weapons. Now, what that means is the tow decoy can jam radar-guided weapons, or spoof them with false signals, or it can finally present itself as a big, juicy target for the weapon to go after instead of the aircraft. Now, there are even smaller systems like Bright Cloud, which is a small radio frequency decoy that can be launched from existing flare and chaff dispensers as well. But the most interesting element of this LASS program is absolutely the idea of using kinetic effectors to intercept inbound missiles. Now, that is no small undertaking, but it's theoretically entirely possible. Now, one option, depending on the nature of that inbound threat, could be a platform like DARPA's X-68A Longshot, which has been described by its manufacturer, General Atomics, as an air-launched fighter. Now, Longshot was designed to dramatically extend the reach of its onboard payload of 2 AIM-120 AMRAAM radar-guided air-to-air missiles, but they could just as feasibly be launched to escort a tanker or a cargo plane or a bomber at the first signs of trouble. But I think it's more likely that we see some iteration of a weapon that's more like the miniature self-defense munition, or MSDM, that we know has been in the works at the Air Force Research Lab since 2015 or so. Now, these highly agile mini missiles are said to be around 3.3 feet long. That's about 1/3 the length of a Sidewinder, with a solid rocket motor for propulsion and a low-cost infrared seeker for guidance. Now, when we last heard about these weapons in 2020, Raytheon had been given a contract to continue R&D toward a flight test-ready article. And as the Warzone has also reported in the past, Northrop Grumman also filed a patent for a similar type of kinetic missile defense system all the way back in 2017. So the precedent is certainly there.